takes to belly laughs. The crew is locked in and ready.
From debates that might get a little spicy, including all VIP members.
This is where vibes meets voice, jokes meets truth. We talk truth.
We are here to get real.
It's raw. It's real. And it's about time.
This is Flash Talks, the uncut edition. Flash Fire. What are the things there now? Real people, real voices, real conversations.
Flash Talk, the uncut edition, at 7 p.m. every Thursday, right here on Flashpoint.
Good evening, pleasant evening, Flash Talk families. Welcome to the real uncut edition where we discuss real issues with empathy, honesty, and courage. My name is Desmond Millard. I'm your host. And my co-host this evening is Edgar Bennett. Good evening, Edgar.
Good evening, Sir Midwood. A pleasure being here. And good evening to all our viewers.
Right. This evening, Edgar, we're going to talk to our listeners about Jamaica and what has happened there recently.
Yes.
In terms of Hurricane Melissa. And for not just Jamaica, but the entire diaspora, Cayman Islands and the wider Caribbean and the wider international community. Even if they're not living in Jamaica,
Yes.
they felt the blow of Hurricane Melissa. This evening, we want to look at the community. We want to look at what is happening and what has happened
Yes.
to Jamaica. Now, I don't know if you were, I don't think you were born in 1951.
No.
But I know, I looked at some history and I realized that 1951 we had a storm called Hurricane Charlie, and that was Category 3.
Heard about it.
Right. In 1988 I was born. We had Hurricane Gilbert, and that was also Category 3.
I remember that one.
And of course, most of us, all of us know Ivan, Category 3 again.
I experienced that one as well.
Right. So Jamaica's never had, based on history, a Category 5 hurricane as the one that hit Jamaica recently. So, and we're looking at the emotional impact. We're looking at so many things, Edgar. I don't know what you have seen in terms of the pictures, but tell us, what have you seen?
I've seen many photos. I've seen many videos. But the most impactful aspect is hearing the personal accounts from family members, friends, and relatives. Now, I was born at the Black River Hospital.
Wow, that's one of the hard hit parish.
Yes. So Black River is my hometown. I grew up approximately 5.5 or 6 miles outside of the town center of Black River.
That's one like Brampton.
No, it is actually a small district called Little Bridge
Okay,
or Carsey in the party area.
okay.
And I attended Pondside. It was all a school then. It's now Pondside Primary.
Right.
So I'm from one of those areas that was hit the hardest.
I've seen the drone footages.
Yes. The courthouse,
That's Black River Courthouse.
Black River Courthouse. I worked there a few summers
Okay.
for summer jobs. My mom worked there as well, now retired. The parish church, I would have attended, well, several funeral services there and weddings.
Okay.
So the loss, the devastation.
So you are a Black River man.
Yes, I'm a Black River man.
Oh Lord. And interestingly, I did not even know. Now we sit here and talking to our listeners, and I did not even know that your very town
Yes.
of Black River is one of the worst hits in the Western Hemisphere of where the storm went.
Yes. So I remember after hearing some of the stories, uh, I found myself crying at one time, crying. You know. So many persons have suffered. So many are suffering, and sadly, it is expected that the pain and the sorrow, the grief, the loss may be more after the storm than during the storm. Nevertheless, the, it may get worse before it gets better. But with God, the best is yet to come. We will recover. We will rebuild.
Um, you spoke about emotions and how people feel and what they are going through. And I must be honest with you, Edgar. I was watching CVM, not CVM. I was watching TV,
Yes.
and when I saw the reporters giving their reports, and one of them said that a particular reporter who was still on this was giving the report at the time has lost his roof. I almost reduced to tears because there and then these are the persons who are bringing the news to the people, who are going out there and extracting all the information, but yet they are also suffering from the very effect of Hurricane Melissa. And that is one of the things that touches my heart so very much.
At one point, when I saw the photos and the videos, and this one in particular, the one of the hospital, I thought that it was you know, it was an old photograph.
This person was saying it's AI and
Yes.
different things.
Until I got I got in touch with somebody on the ground, at least a family member,
Who
who
confirmed
said that the photos that you see, the videos that you see, are
are
for
real videos.
Are for real.
So let's look quickly at a category 5, Edgar.
Yes.
Now, from my little research and my knowledge, I know that a category 5 hurricane comes with wind speeds of over 157 miles per hour,
Yes.
because that's how they measure it. Now, at 157 miles per hour, if you picture, you're a driver like myself, and if you picture something traveling at 157 miles per hour, anything it hits, it's either it's gonna destroy the thing that it hits, or the thing that hits it will destroy.
Yes.
And we realize that winds cannot be destroyed. So anything the wind hits will be destroyed. And persons were saying this is the first they ever seen a concrete house, concrete walls damage. It means that the storm, the force of the storm, the wind speed with the force was of such magnitude that even concrete walls were broken down. That's the power of God when God decided to.
Allow something like this storm
Yes.
to take place.
You know, various persons say different things about whether or not it's real storm. But to be honest with you, Edgar, I wouldn't even go down that rabbit hole.
Yes.
All I know is that a storm came and it left and the place was destroyed. That's all we're going to say about that part for now.
Yes. But just to add though that with regards to the wind, for places like Black River, and certainly my era of party, it was not just the wind. But remember that the wind would have taken the water or the seawater or the river water. So the wind plus that water, the impact on those buildings would have been far
Double
more
effect.
great. Yeah, it would have
because
had
you,
a double effect.
because you have the
Probably
wind
triple
plus the
effect.
water.
You have the wind plus the water doing that erosion. So I can imagine why the devastation would have been to that extent. The wind plus the water.
So now that so the storm came, it did what it had to do,
Yes.
and it's gone. So now the people are, those who are affected badly,
Yes.
are, some are suffering, and some are picking up their pieces. Now let's look at those who are in need, because when we have a storm of this magnitude, we're looking at food, basic commodities,
Yes.
basic survival commodities, water, food, clothing,
Yes.
bedding, roof. How do we rebuild? Because I know that Jamaica is a resilient country, but how do we rebuild? How do we pick up back our pieces? Because the reality of it is that there are some persons who have lost everything. Every single thing that they own, whether it be their livelihood, plus their homes, and the personal items.
Yes. The approach we need to take is to prioritize the needs. You mentioned several needs: food, clothing, shelter. The most immediate or the most urgent and important of all those needs is the need for food.
Yes, because we can't, yeah, we can't live without food.
We can't live without food. So at this point, the shelter and the clothing, etc., are secondary to the need for food and water. Without those, persons are going to die of hunger, they're going to die of thirst, they're going to die of dehydration. So, and that, from what I know, there has been a concerted effort to get the supplies to these individuals on the ground. The food supplies, water, and the agencies and humanitarian groups have been working.
Yeah.
And in addition to groups working, I know that many persons are doing what they can on an individual basis to help out their relatives, to help out their family members on the ground. So that's the first need that needs to be addressed. And we need not underestimate that. The clothes, the housing, the shelter can come afterwards, but people on the ground are hungry. People on the ground need to be hydrated.
So you mentioned, which is a good point, and I'm going to touch on that, Edgar. Food and water.
Yes.
Now, there's a growing concern from what I have seen, what I have listened to. There's a growing concern because one shelter in the western end, I think it's in the Savlamna area, one shelter has over 150 persons.
Yes.
Now, there was a problem with, there was a concern which was growing because they were running out of food, and the health authorities were saying that the water that they're drinking, because they're running out of food and water, people are now moving to less hygienic food to survive. And the concern then is maybe if it continues, we'll have an outbreak of respiratory disease or so. So that's another area. The good thing about it, though, is, as you mentioned, the authorities, the partners from different countries, persons from different communities
Yes.
are helping to do their part. And they are hoping that things will get better.
Yes.
Things will get better.
And one of the concerns too had to do with the fact that there are persons that are located in areas that are still not accessible so that they can get the food, so that they can get the supplies. And that has been a challenge. But I'm hoping that the authorities are doing their best to access these areas. What was very disheartening was to hear that the attempts that are being made at times are just limited to what the government agencies can do. But in my view, in a time of crisis like this, there should be greater partnership with, private companies, private individuals, because the resources on the government side certainly is not sufficient to be able to. And when I say resources, in this respect, I'm dealing with, say, equipment that will be needed to clear the roads, for example, or to do some kind of reconstruction to roads that have been totally devastated, so that a path can be created to access the individuals who are living in these areas. So there needs to be more cooperation, more collaboration, more working together among all the groups so that we can get help to the persons who are in dire need as quickly as possible.
As possible. All right. If you're listening to us and Flash Talk edition, we're talking about the devastation that took place in Jamaica last week, Hurricane Melissa. We're looking at what has happened, the recovery process, and the way forward. And Edgar, you spoke about outside the government agencies assisting. I've been following the whole process on social media, because I'm here, so I can't go there. And one other thing that I saw is a particular, I don't want to call any country name, but I saw a particular country. They landed in Jamaica with a lot of supplies, if supplies is a better word. They carried chainsaws, and apart from food, they had generators, and they had different things to help to bring relief or to clear some roads or to do things that would help bring back things to normality. And that particular country, they had two contingencies.
Yes.
One came, when I was watching it, one came, and then another contingency was supposed to be there the following day. Apart from that, I know there are other international and regional bodies who are assisting. I can tell you, the truth is, people are, as my granny would say, rallying around
Yes.
to assist.
Yes.
But the devastation is of such that it will take a considerable period of time for everything to get back to normality. It will take a time.
It definitely will take probably years to recover from this. However, we have to focus on saving lives and preserving lives and preserving sanity as well, because you can just begin to imagine the mental impact on not just adult folks but the kids. And persons are still recovering from the actual hurricane itself, but it is the aftermath having to deal with the death and decay and the stench and all the horror stories that you can think of. It certainly will take
And,
a while to fully recover.
and as you speak about that, Edgar, the reality is, because you may aware that there are some persons that died in the storm.
Yes.
No, you can imagine you've lost your entire house and a family member. So you not only suffer material damage,
Yes.
but you have lost a family member or members. The emotional, the trauma, and you mentioned mental health. It's a serious problem. Because here is it that you will have lost everything that you have. And you don't know where to pick up the next piece from. And even if you are, that's why I lift my hat to those people, and not even say Christians, but those people who believe in God. Because in times like these, if you don't have an inner celestial belief inside you, you're gonna fail.
Yes.
If you don't have that belief that there's a God who is gonna help, who you can call on,
Yes.
you're gonna be in trouble.
Yes. So in times like these, you need an inward conviction, or inward faith in a outward power greater than yourself or greater than the circumstances.
Yeah, sorry, you were saying something.
And what I find that is very encouraging is trying to reach out and connect with those who are affected. It goes a far way to help them go through this experience. So they may not be able to give in any tangible way, but even a call, even a text message for those who have access goes a far way, letting people know that you're there. Because the challenge that we may face being here and not there is to answer the questions of, when will I go there? What will I do? Who should I support? Who should I send money to? Who is the priority? And where, as in which era should I focus on? And how will I do it? So those are some of the questions that we consider. The timing has to be the most appropriate. And even when we think of going down there, we have to plan, plan carefully, because we want to know that we are going and we are offering the best help that we possibly can while preserving our lives.
And in times like these, when the infrastructure
Yes.
has been damaged. So we're looking at, because I heard one parliamentary member say that the gross domestic product, GDP,
Yes.
is hard hit. And I can understand, because the farmers would have lost everything, the hotel industry, the factories, you name it. Now, the country is going to recover somehow, somewhere along the line. It's going to take a time. But the challenge that is going to come with it, Edgar, is the fact that, because even now, as we speak, persons who are able to sell has increased the price of commodities. The price of taxi fares and bus fares. And all of those are coming to the people who would have been hard hit and are trying to pick up their pieces.
Yes.
Because, so everybody is trying to get something for themselves. The persons who are hiking their prices, they're hiking the price because they were affected in some way or the other, and they want more money.
Yes.
While the persons who are the consumers will have to buy the high price of goods, and yet they were badly affected. So everybody is fighting to get something, to read somewhere. And this is the hard and harsh reality.
Yes.
Uncut edition.
And if you look too at the areas that were hit the hardest, the southwestern parishes, St. Elizabeth, part of Manchester, Trelawney, Hanover, Westmoreland, St. James.
Mm-hmm.
That particular area is what you would describe as the main food basket for the country.
St. Elizabeth itself is known as a bread basket,
As
so
a
you're
bread
correct.
basket. But not just St. Elizabeth, part of Manchester too, and part of Trelawney with the yam,
Mm-hmm.
and parts of St. James.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice that the path of the hurricane,
It went through it went through the center of Cornwall, which takes in a part of St. Elizabeth, a part of Westmoreland, a part of St. James, and a part of Trelawney.
it would appear as though it was specifically wanted to erase the food section, the food basket, you know. So, as a result, you're going to have these increases in prices, you know, and it will only make the suffering more painful and the recovery more challenging, notwithstanding.
You know what, though, Edgar? As a person from Jamaica,
Yes.
I think we are, despite of who we are and despite of what we do, most of us are resilient.
Yes.
I think we are strong. And you know why I say that? I was watching a video recently, and the reporter was giving their report. And he was on a little hill giving a report. Behind him was the whole debris and roofs and everything that looks chaotic. But yet somewhere in the distance, you could see and hear, well, you saw somebody on a roof, and you could hear the knocking of hammers.
Yes.
And I said, despite all of that, people are trying to pick up the pieces, get back to normal life. I saw people having fun. They're using the storm to make fun, and while they're making fun, they're trying to help each other to nail to pick up some zinc and boards, and it takes strength,
Yes.
inner strength.
I was watching a video last night where this gentleman, of course with the help of someone else, they were building a bamboo raft to access the community
Mm-hmm.
because the water was so deep. They needed a raft. I watched another video where they use boats to try and access the houses. So yes, we are resilient, and it will take a while, but despite the suffering, I think we are going to be better and stronger after this
Could it,
experience.
can we say that Hurricane Melissa brought any positive? I'm going to tell you why I ask. When you answer the question, I'm going to tell you why I ask.
Positives. And I remember this text in Romans 8:28. All things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. And we can reflect on even sin itself. Sin is not something good, but it is because of sin that we have seen the demonstration or the manifestation of the love of God in sending his only begotten Son. So the experience of Melissa, the experience of a Category 5 hurricane, is not something good. It has brought death and destruction to human lives and property. But are there lessons we can learn from it? Certainly. Sometimes God allows disasters in order to get our attention or provide opportunities for us to share or provide opportunities for us to reconsider what we value, what we prioritize in life. And certainly, Jesus himself prophesied that we would have pestilence, we would have these kind of things as a sign to tell us when his coming is near. And he himself said that these will be the beginning of sorrows. So it gives us a glimpse as to what is to come. And it should make us stop and think and take stock of our personal lives and take stock of our relationships with not just others, but with the things we have in this life. I remember watching a video and I was very impressed by what the young lady was saying. You know, right now, it doesn't matter the size of your house or the size of your vehicle or whether you had lands. You know,
So
to most people, or for most people in these areas now, what really matters is whether or not you have life.
So
it causes us to reorganize how we view our earthly possessions.
I saw a politician on the news.
Yes.
I won't call it a name. But he's the opposition lead, he's the opposition of a particular political party.
Yeah.
And he was saying that in times like these, no, he said, my party, as the opposition, we are working closely with the government to get this done. And this is not about politics or party. This is about helping the people.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, this is the first time I heard an opposing politician speaking and in line with his opposite counterpart.
Yes.
And I said, at least Melissa brought some mental semblance to his mind to say, hey, if you're going to be serving the people, let's try as much as possible to serve them.
Yes.
So if you decide to do this, I don't have to agree, but let's disagree in an amicable and a mature way.
Yes.
Because we're working for the same cause.
Yes.
And we're trying to achieve the same goals.
And in this respect, putting the interests of the people.
Because
first,
that's what you're doing.
Before party or power or other self-interest.
Melissa, though, as much as it has destroyed parts of Jamaica and cause a a catastrophe. As you mentioned, there are lessons to be learned.
Yes.
And one of the lessons that can be learned from Melissa is, one, be prepared. Not that you can prepare so much for a storm, but be prepared, whether in your physical or your spiritual, that any moment anything can happen.
Yes.
And the interesting thing about Melissa is that we had long warnings. We knew it was coming.
Yes.
Yeah, some things that comes to us in life that we don't get a warning. For example, an earthquake.
Yes.
And the list goes on. We could continue many more things. We wouldn't get a warning for an earthquake. It just happened. So there are certain precautions and procedures that we should follow when preparing for storms or anything at all.
Yes.
Just be ready for the worst.
Yes. If the worst happens.
Yes. So you go and live your life normally, but you have that mental focus that if today is the last day that I'm going to be on earth for whatever reason, then you would have lived a life that counts.
Yes.
For want of a better word.
Yes.
And I deliberately did not say Christian because some people have different beliefs.
Yes.
Whatever your belief is, live the life to a point where it covers your belief.
Yes. And somebody may express it differently to say, well, live in such a way that you have no regrets.
Mm-hmm.
Live your fullest life possible.
Mm-hmm.
So live as though, today is your last. So do all the good you can. My grandfather would say to all the folks
People you can, while you can.
Just as long as
you can.
You can.
So to our listeners, we're talking about Cat 5 Hurricane Melissa, which has devastated the island of Jamaica. I'm not sure if it went anywhere else, Edgar.
It went to Cuba.
Do you know if anything serious happened? I didn't get much information as to where it went after I left the North Coast in Jamaica.
It went to Cuba. It did some devastation in Cuba. However, my understanding is that when it reached Cuba, it was not a Category 5. It was a Category 3.
It slows down.
That's my understanding. That's information I have.
So it probably would have done less damage or so.
Well compared to the areas in which it devastated Jamaica. But I heard too that Nikki B is watching. So we want to especially recognize Nikki B. We are very happy that
Nikki's watching us? Where's she there?
Watching. Nikki's online watching.
Hi,
so
Nikki.
Happy to have you.
Welcome, and welcome to all other viewers or listeners, wherever you are. We're talking about Hurricane Melissa and our Flash Talk Uncut Edition. And we would have known, most of us knew what happened in Jamaica. Was it last week, Wednesday or Tuesday? And somehow, wherever we are, we would have had some effect, whether directly or indirectly. I heard my mother's voice this morning for the first time since Hurricane Melissa. And it sounds so great. I can imagine those people who can't get to their relatives. It must be hard.
Yes.
One colleague of mine, she was so devastated. She lives overseas, and for quite a few days she couldn't hear from her mother. And the worst thing about it, Edgar, is that she's from Westmoreland.
Yes.
So she couldn't hear from her mother, and the lady was... Finally, she heard from her mother. Mother is okay, but the house lost its roof.
And I've talked with persons who are yet to hear from their loved ones. And just to add to that, the first time I heard my mother's voice was not directly to her phone. I heard through a
Somebody
neighbor.
third party.
Yes, it was a neighbor
Mm-hmm.
who I connected with, and the neighbor took the phone to her,
Mm-hmm.
so I could hear that she was okay. She's doing fine.
And she's
So
in the black and party area.
Yeah, she's in the party area.
Wow.
The good thing is that our house is slab roof, so we suffered minimal damage to the structure, but other infrastructural damages elsewhere, but we had slab roof, so that saved us a whole lot. So I can only begin to imagine how heart-rending or how challenging it should be for those persons who are yet to hear from their loved ones after over a week.
Let me ask you a question, Eka. If somebody were to call you or speak to you from Jamaica, let's say one of those persons in, let me use Black River,
Yes.
who would have lost everything, how would you encourage them? Because the truth is, when somebody sees nothing else to do or has no other idea what is going to happen next, how do we give them that assurance? It's because we are humans, and you talk to them, and because you're using your faith,
Yes.
and you say, don't worry yourself, man, this will happen, the Lord will take care. But the person is suffering, the person doesn't see what you see. How do you talk to somebody like that? What encouragement would you give them?
It's always going to be challenging, but here are some of the realities.
Because I
Here are some
like
of
to
the-
be practical.
Yes, here are some of the facts. Here are some of the realities. Melissa could have been worse. Imagine if the path of Melissa was such that it entered the island on the east end.
And
the
travel
eye-
through the island.
And the eye traveled
Through Jamaica.
to Jamaica.
Wow.
What would have happened to Jamaica?
Wow, that would have been.
Yes. The fact that we can be having that conversation, I'm speaking now in relation to giving hope. The fact that we can be having that conversation is still something to be thankful for, that we're still alive. And you notice I said we are still alive, because initially, Melissa was headed directly for our location. And based on the path, there's no guarantee that having done the damage to Jamaica, it could have changed direction and still head for us.
Yes, because it could have turned in the direction. It could have turned
Yes.
left.
Yes.
Or continue
Yes.
up to the Cayman Islands and those areas.
So despite the devastation, despite the calamity, there's still a reason to be thankful. And we always say once there's life, there is hope. So there are opportunities, there are avenues that are available to get help, right? And we can help to point those individuals in those areas. And whatever we can do on a personal level, yes, we'll have to prioritize based on how our family members and relatives have been affected. But whatever we can do, both in pointing them to how they can get help and in terms of what we can do personally, I think that will bring hope, that would bring encouragement to these individuals.
But I just spoke about the path that Melissa took.
Yes.
If you remember well, Hurricane Gilbert hit Jamaica from the east.
Yes.
St. Thomas was the first parish that Hurricane Gilbert hit, and it went through Jamaica.
Yes.
While Ivan did not directly hit Jamaica, but Ivan traveled along the south coast of
Yes.
Jamaica. So Ivan gave Jamaica a beating. So as you've mentioned that, and what I looked at just now is, while the western parishes are severely damaged, there are some persons who were not badly affected or affected at all.
Yes.
Now, a lot of those persons are able to assist in some way or another
Yes.
the persons who are badly affected. Now, if Melissa had hit the island fully, those persons who were able to assist now probably would not be able to do anything.
True.
So Jamaica would have been in a more predicament in terms of getting local assistance,
Yes.
and that would not be good.
It would not have been good. So there's much to be thankful for. There's much to be grateful for.
I think though that the international communities
Yes.
are doing their best, and on a personal level, I want to say, send my thank you, even though I don't know who they are
Yes.
by name, but I know that they're doing their best.
Yes. We know some
And
of
I really
the,
appreciate
we
it.
know some of the countries in the Latin American region and within the Caribbean as well. And there are some of the big players too that have been supporting the country to recover. And we are extremely grateful, extremely thankful. Our heartfelt gratitude is extended to those countries and their leaders.
Even in our Cayman Islands here,
Yes.
I know Cayman is giving its own support.
In many different ways.
Yes. We have ADRA here who is doing its part.
Government as a
Government is doing its part. The Adventist, what's the name of it? I think our producer Elise is a part.
ASI.
Yes. They're doing their part. The AKI group, the
Yes.
NCU Alumni Association, they're doing their part. And that's commendation.
Yes.
That's good commendation.
And on a personal level, you have individuals
who give,
you know, on an individual basis to the cause
Yeah.
and through these groups as well.
This is the uncut edition, Flash Talk, where we look at real issues,
Yes.
Brother Edgar, the reality of Melissa, the fact that it came, did what it had to do, and it's gone. But, and the only thing that is left now is for people to pick up the pieces.
Yes.
And that's what we are focusing on, the picking up of the pieces and the moving on, the rebuilding of Jamaica. Because the fact is, the other storms came, like Gilbert and Ivan, and did their damage, and Jamaica rebuilt.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I looked at an old video, was it today, of Hurricane Charlie. It was an interesting video. Hurricane Charlie hit Jamaica. It devastated Port Royal and Kingston. And like any other storm, it damages homes and all of that. But you know what I laughed about, Edgar? I really smiled loudly. There's such a thing. The total damage, based on the video that I watched, the total damage, as a matter of fact, when they do the estimate of the damage, everything was just a little over $250,000. Well, it was pound. It was, yeah.
Yes.
And I said, wow, $250,000.
Yes.
The damage on one side of a house now, maybe a few windows of a house
Yes.
that Melissa knocked, it may be more than $250,000.
Yeah.
you know. And they had it hard to rebuild because that was what the economy was like then,
Yeah.
you know. But we're going to rebuild, we're going to recover, and I think we will rise together.
Yes.
I think we will rise together. as a
And
country.
as you mentioned earlier, we are resilient people. You know, and as I said earlier too, that it provides an opportunity for us to work together. Because in this rebuilding process, you will need people to be working together in order to really be effective and efficient. That care for our neighbors, that concern for the well-being of individuals, that Jamaican spirit, that community togetherness.
In as we're heading to the close of our discussion, Edgar, but we're looking at, there's something that I would want us to look at before we go. Now, if you were in Jamaica and you
Yes.
had the opportunity to make some suggestions in terms of rebuilding efforts, what would be some of the suggestions that you think you would recommend maybe to the Prime Minister or to whoever is in charge? Because guess what? The fact is that it happened already. So we are in the process now of finding a way to rebuild. I know there are charitable organizations that is assisting in their own way. For example, well, let me not say that yet. What are some of the suggestions that you think you would make to give the advice to persons in charge to assist in rebuilding the countries, the communities, and the country in general? In your own,
Let's go
thought.
let's go back to our initial discussion on the priorities, the most urgent needs. The most urgent need is for food and water. I would ensure that there's a committee that comprises, both private and public individuals, experts that will be responsible for the distribution and, as far as possible, the equitable distribution of the supplies to the affected areas. So that will be one committee. There also need to be another committee that deals with the health aspect. I know
It's important.
Yes, I know there's a field hospital that has been established.
Yes, in Black River.
Yes.
Yes.
And you mentioned too the possibility of contagious diseases after a hurricane like this one. So there would need to be another committee that is established that deals with the health aspect. And thirdly, there would need to be another committee that looks into the infrastructural
Roads
recovery.
and etc.
Yes, in terms of the roads and in terms of the short term, medium term, and ultimately long term
goals.
shelter.
Yes.
Yes. So there would need to be those committees in place that would, and those committees, you would have representatives from both public sector, the private sector, interest groups, and experts in their field. And regular updates, or periodic updates to the cabinet would need to be made on their progress.
Right.
Well, I'm happy to know that we would have had some insurance in place. So now that we are getting funds and those funds can be utilized. So it's not a case where we don't have resources to be put to use. So it's just a matter of ensuring that those resources are put to the best use in an equitable fashion.
And we would need accountability, because when the funds comes in, you need to know where it's going, who it's going to, and how it's, as you said, transparency, how it is being used. Because there you go with the reporting to cabinet and accounting.
Yes, proper
accounting.
Proper documentation is
Right,
done.
right.
Proper accountability. And there are, controls in place, checks and balances in place to know that things are done decently and in order.
And it's a good thing. It's all well and good, Edgar. And this is on a wide scale. But the truth is, in the communities, because these are plans that maybe the country would put in place for, rebuilding and future events like these. But the community, the individual persons, they are the ones that are kind of less fortunate, because remember that these plans that will be put in place, it is a general plan.
Yes.
Now, when Mas John with him liquor shop that blow down the corner there, he has to fight for himself as an individual to get back things together. What probably would come from, we would get assistance from this now is, if a fund is implemented where the funds, what they call a revolving fund, where when something like this happen, the persons who are mostly affected may be able to get some form of assistance through their representative.
Yes.
It's words, and I know it's kind of hard, but these are just some of the thoughts that come across when you look at the devastation and the situation. It's one of those days where we just have to share our thoughts.
Yes. And especially for communities that are still having severe challenges in terms of movement, because the road may be totally destroyed, or probably partially underwater.
Yeah.
Persons within those communities will have to try and work together, to help each other. Food may be scarce, and again, the vegetation may be little or non-existent. But that fight to survive should be encouraged, to use whatever that is left there to preserve life.
It's a long road. It's what I call a long road to recovery.
Yes.
And as we said over and over, we are strong people. We are really resilient people. And though battered and beaten and bounced and all different kind of things, we are going to recover.
Yes.
We are going to recover. It's unfortunate some persons have lost their lives, but the pieces that are going to be left there will be picked up, and Jamaica will move on. It's not going to be easy. I won't say it's going to be today or tomorrow.
Yes.
But eventually, I remember when after Hurricane Gilbert, to me, I was a teenager, and to me, I couldn't see Jamaica, or at least my community, getting back to normality. But many, many years later, a lot of people don't even know Gilbert.
Yes.
So it's gonna take a time, just like COVID. We did not know that that we would come back to normality.
Yes.
And 5 years later,
And
we don't even remember COVID.
yeah, and one of the experiences that I remember vividly during Gilbert is the fact that a family was willing to accommodate me.
Okay.
Because where we lived at the time, there were several of us in an extended family.
Okay.
And the neighboring family decided, that they could take me to be there. So I spent
So why
that night.
you? Why you alone, sir? Anyway, continue
I think it was-
conversation.
I think it was two of us. I think it may have been myself and my sister.
Okay.
Yeah. But they decided to take me, and I'm forever grateful for that opportunity.
Jamaicans can be
So I feel, should I say, empowered to assist, to help in whatever way I can, not just in crisis or in a time of crisis, like no, but I feel driven to help people, based on the help that I have received, not just in Gilbert, but along along my life's journey. And as I said before, now is a perfect opportunity for those of us living in the diaspora to reach out and help in whatever way we can to help Jamaica rebuild and recover.
Okay. And as we close, we have 2 minutes to go. As we close, Edgar, to add to what you just said, in helping, sometimes we think that helping is always to hand the tangible things.
Yes.
But sometimes a phone call, a WhatsApp message, an encouraging word or words can go far away.
Yes.
And to add to that, a colleague of mine lost her, as a matter of fact, she not just lost her house. The house has been flooded, and the water is still rising. She lives in Newmarket. And we were in a group chat,
Yes.
a colleague of mine, and just an encouraging word sometimes, that's
Yes.
all we can do.
Yes.
Some of us, those who are in Jamaica, will go and visit.
And sharing information too, because you may be the one to share some information, whether it is a number, whether it is a contact, some contact information, or
Right,
point others
right.
into the direction where they can get help
So just be there as a support.
as a support.
Sometimes can go far away.
Yes.
Far away. Yes, my listeners, thank you so much for joining in us. We had a good chat here, Edgar.
Yes.
And we hope that we would have bring some form of comfort, some words of encouragement to somebody who would have listened to our chat here this evening.
Yes.
And definitely we will keep all the folks in prayers and
And we keep them in our thoughts.
in our thoughts.
Yes.
Yes.
And as I said earlier, it may get worse before it gets better, but the best is yet to come.
Yeah. Thanks again, bro, for joining.
It was a pleasure.
Yes. And I hope all the best to you and your family as, in the Black River area here.
Thanks, and all the best to yours and your friends as well. And we hope those persons who have not yet heard from their family members will do so soon, and will hear positive news.
All right. Come on. Thanks. Bless up.
Blessings.
Respect. All the best. It was a good chat. Make it look like we're radio announcer.
Boast not of tomorrow. Don't brag about today. Yesterday is history. So be mindful what you say. Let another praise you.
Avoid flattering lips. Some folks may betray you, even with a kiss. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Yesterday is history, but today is better fun. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Tomorrow will be greater, for the best is yet to come. There will be times when you're back against the wall. Obstacles surround you. You're just about to fall. But God's eyes are watching the little and the great. So be strong in His power and exercise your faith. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Yesterday is history, but today is better fun. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Tomorrow will be greater, for the best is yet to come.
This is Flash Talk, the uncut edition. Say it just how you feel it.
No filters, no fluff, just real talk with the full Flashpoint fam. Get with it.
From hot takes to belly laughs, the crew is locked in and ready.
From debates that might get a little spicy, including all VIP members.
This is where vibes meets voice, jokes meets truth, and we talk things.
We are here to get real.
It's raw, it's real, and it's about time.
This is Flash Talks, the uncut edition. Flash Farm. What are the things then now? Real people, real voices, real conversations.
Flash Talk, the uncut edition, at 7 p.m. every Thursday, right here on Flashpoint.
Need help to produce your podcast? Flashpoint Media makes it very easy. We can relieve you of the headache by recording your podcast for you. So, take the first step to getting your content to your desired audience. Contact us here at Flashpoint and your podcast will be live in no time. Our website is www.flashpointmedia.ky or call us at 345-321-6969. That's 345-321-6969.